Hi, it's Walter Burns from Keller Williams City Life Realty and livingonthehudson.com for this week's Living on the Hudson weekly recap. It's been a few weeks since I recorded a video. I took a break over the holidays. However, jumping right into it, in the past couple weeks, I did come across this news article which talks about plans that have been revealed for 4 buildings in Hoboken, on the north end of Hoboken. These are the sites that are owned by the Rockefeller Group, and it looks like they're going to be proposing development there for residential rentals as well as one condominium building. So all these renderings will be linked down below. It looks like this is what they're proposing. Nothing's yet approved, but it looks like there'll be at least 2 exclusive rental buildings, and the last phase will be a condominium building, which my guess is probably going to be over 5 years away, because it looks like they're going to be building the rentals first and then the condominium last. But so no timeline on that, but knowing how they slow developers tend to take, it looks like, I'm guessing, a little over 5 years out for the condo phase. But this will be linked down below here on YouTube. These sites are located on the north end of Hoboken. So Rockefeller Group, when you come into Hoboken from Weehawken, they own a bunch of sites here on the corner on Park Avenue, Willow Avenue, and Clinton. The main ones that they own are right here as you come into Hoboken on Park Ave and 14th Street. They own this site. There's a cleared site that they cleared a while ago, about 5-6 years ago, that they own this one, and I believe they also own this one. And I believe they also own several others up here in this corner. So, but they're talking right now about these sites here, developing those. And this is the plan that they're looking to do, and some architectural renderings. But the article will be linked down below. And as I have more information on the project, I'll be happy to report back on it. Also linked down below is the market snapshot. So this is inventory levels as of today, and you'll see what they were like a few weeks ago when I recorded the video. Also absorption rates, a pace at which each market is selling. When you're at less than 6 months of supply, moving towards 1 month, you're a stronger seller's market. When you're at greater than 6 months of supply, you're moving into a buyer market territory. Most of the areas here are in buyer market territory, seller market territory. Weehawken has a little bit high supply right now. Hoboken, very low supply, about 32 units that went under contract in the past month, and about 1.7 months is the absorption rate there, meaning that if nothing new came on the market, the supply would deplete in about a month and a half. And then year to date sold, as well as how many sold last year. So I included the sales for all of last year in the various communities that I'm discussing here. And in the coming weeks, I'm going to have more of a broader look at the sales over the past 20 plus years. And you can kind of see how year over year, how everything stacks up. But that'll be coming out in the next few weeks. We're just still putting all that together. So this will be linked down below on YouTube to download, and it updates every week. Looking at the market over the past 2 weeks, there have been 179 properties that have gone under contract. They had an average list price of $822,000 and a median list price of $725,000. In mid-December, it was $765,000 was the median price. Was the average price, and $687,000 was the median. So prices up over the past couple weeks. Days on market for these properties in the past few weeks, it was 50 days on market was the average, and 39 days on the market was the median. Last time it was 46 days for the average and 31 for the median. So days on the market slightly up. Looking through some recently closed sales, in Cliffside Park, there's a building up on the Palisades called One Park. It was built about 5 years ago. The address is 320 Adolphus Ave, unit 612. This is a 2-bed, 2-bath, 1,205 square foot unit. List price was $675,000. It sold for $663,000. On the market 27 days. Also came with parking for 1 car. This building is up on the Palisades Cliff. Still in concrete construction. If you're looking for a unit that has like a building that has big, broad views, this is one of them, because it overlooks Edgewater and has a pretty broad view of New York City and the Hudson River. But this particular unit did not have a view, and that's why it's priced where it was. This unit faced west. But the building itself, 24-hour concierge, they have an indoor pool, large fitness center, on-site parking. It's a very amenity-driven building, and you're not far from Edgewater. If you drive into the city, you're not far from the George Washington Bridge. And this unit at One Park has sold for $663,000. 2-bed, 2-bath. Moving into Hoboken, 1425 Hudson Street, unit 2K, 1-bed, 1-bath, 967 square feet. List price $1,125,000. It's sold for full price $1,125,000 on the market 30 days. This is a Toll Brothers building built around 2019. Unit's rather small. It has about 100 units or so in it. 24-hour concierge. They have an on-site fitness center. They also have a common rooftop area with a small pool. There is on-site parking in the building, but only a limited amount. Most people park either across the street at 1400 Hudson, or they park in the large parking deck on the corner of 15th and Bloomfield. But this unit did have a New York City view, and it has sold for $1,125,000 over at 1425 Hudson Street. Not far from 1425 Hudson is 1450 Washington. This, again, was developed by Toll Brothers. Toll Brothers developed majority of the buildings in that 15th Street area between Hudson to Garden. There's a handful of other buildings that weren't developed by them, but most of the buildings in that area were developed by Toll. And they built this one around 2011, 2012, 1450 Washington Street. Here's a 1-bedroom, 1-bath, unit 513. List price was $800,000. It sold a little over asking for $805,000, 15 days on the market. So this building, 24-hour concierge, they have an on-site fitness center. They also have children's play area on site and a common rooftop area. You, as a resident of 1450 Washington, you also have access to the amenities at 1400 Hudson, which is just next door, a block away. And those amenities in that building include an outdoor pool, again, fitness center, and a very large residence lounge. So this 1-bed has sold at 1450 Washington for $805,000. There was also a 2-bedroom, unit 608 in the same building, 2-bed, 2-bath, 1,187 square feet. And I believe this came with a roof deck. List price was $1,549,000, and it sold for $1,635,000. So it sold over asking, 9 days on the market. So this is a eastern facing 2-bedroom. So it looks east towards 1400 Hudson, which is right across the street. It does not have a New York City view. However, it is eastern facing. This is an open floor plan, living room, kitchen in the middle. You have 1 bedroom on the left and 1 bedroom on the right side. Again, similar to the other unit, you have 24-hour concierge, on-site fitness center, access to the amenities across the street at 1400 Hudson, which include the outdoor pool. And parking for this building is next door in that large garage on Bloomfield and 15th. And this is sold at 1450 Washington for $1,635,000. Downtown Jersey City, over at Park and Shore, 75 Park Lane South, unit 2803. This is a 3-bedroom, 3-bath, 1,808 square foot unit. It is a corner unit. List price $2,499,000. It sold a little under asking for $2,475,000. on the market 14 days. So this is a corner unit facing northeast, does have a Midtown Manhattan view. This building was built around 2018. It has a 24-hour concierge, very large level of amenities. You have residence lounge on the first floor, large indoor pool, large fitness center. There was also another residence lounge around the 20th floor, which includes an outdoor rooftop area as well with a barbecue and sun deck. There's also a business center. You have on-site kitchenette area if you want to entertain as part of that residence lounge on the 20th floor. Parking is available to rent, which is next door to the building on a monthly basis. And you're also not far from Hoboken Path as well as Newport Path Station. So this 3-bedroom is sold for $2,475,000 over at Park and Shore. Over in not far from this Park and Shore, you have a Toll Brothers building over at 10 Provost Street. This is in the Powerhouse Arts District near Grove Street. Built around 2017, 10 Provost Street, unit 412. This was a 2-bed, 1-bath, or it's really a 1-bedroom with a den. They're marketing it as a 2-bedroom. 837 square feet, a 1-bedroom plus den. List price was $825,000. It sold for $826,000 on the market 34 days. Again, high-rise building, 24-hour concierge, large level of amenities. They have an outdoor pool, large fitness center, residence lounge area. There's also a sky lounge on top of the building for residents to use, another area to hang out in or even reserve for events. Parking is available on site as well. And this has sold, this 1-bedroom with den, for $826,000 over at 10 Provost. Across the street from 10 Provost, you have 151 Bay Street, which is Toll Brothers' latest building in that neighborhood, built about 2 years ago. It's 151 Bay, unit 2706. List price $929,000. It sold for $918,000. 18 days on the market. So this building was built about 2 years ago by Toll Brothers. The developer still has a handful of units remaining in the building, but this was a south-facing 1-bedroom. Similar to 10 Provost, this building, 151 Bay, 24-hour concierge doorman. You have on-site parking as well as large fitness center, outdoor pool, residence lounge. There's a sky lounge in the building on the top floor. So you have a large level of amenities, business center, children's play area. And you're also not far from Grove Street Path Station. And here's that sky lounge again. And these both buildings, 10 Provost and 151 Bay, have a large level of amenities. And this unit over at 151 Bay, 1-bedroom, 1-bath, has sold for $918,000. Moving a little further north into West New York, you have 20 Ave in Port Imperial, unit 217. This is Grandview number 2, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,848 square feet. List price was $1,195,000. It sold for $1,185,000. 59 days in the market. Also came with parking for 1 car. This building, 20 Ave Port Imperial, was developed by K of Nanium. They also built the building next door, which is 22 Ave Port Imperial, otherwise known as Grandview number 1. So this is built around 2007, 2006 timeframe. It's a courtyard shaped building with a pool in the middle. Also 24-hour concierge doorman. You have an on-site fitness center, a residence lounge. You're not far from the Port Imperial Ferry Terminal in West New York. And there's also lots of shopping, restaurants, Starbucks, Acme Supermarket, all within this community in the Port Imperial section. And this unit was on the courtyard of the building, so it did have a New York City view through the courtyard. And this 3-bedroom, 2-bath has sold for $1,185,000 over at Grandview number 2. And a few blocks away from this building, you have the Hudson Club, which is at 26 Ave Port Imperial, unit 323. This was a 1-bedroom, 1-bath, 767 square foot unit. List price $549,000. It sold over asking for $570,000. 21 days in the market. It was a cash purchase. So this unit did have, it was eastern facing with parking for 1 car, and it did have a New York City view. Hudson Club made up of 2 separate buildings, 24 Ave Port Imperial and 26 Ave Port Imperial. It was originally a residential rental community. in the early 2000s that converted into condominiums around 2004 to 2006 timeframe. Building has concierge on site. They also have access to the amenity building, which is not on site. It's just like a block away, half a block away, which has a large fitness center, residence lounge, basketball court, I mentioned business center, children's play area. So there's a separate facility in the community that you have access to as a resident here. And you also have access to an outdoor pool. And this one bedroom has sold over at the Hudson Club for $570,000 on the market 21 days. All of the news articles, the market snapshot, and the buildings I discussed will be linked down below here on YouTube. These videos come out every Monday discussing the Hudson County real estate market. If you have any questions about the Hudson County real estate market, you can reach out to me anytime at walter@livingonthehudson.com or at 347-448-3766. Thank you for your time. Feel free to comment, like, or subscribe down below. Thank you for your time. Have a great day.